Today is the last day of Q2, which is officially the first half of the year being over when the market closes today. We've got the S&P 500 up nicely again. We're going to look at what sectors moved markets in the first half of the year, and then kind of how that relates to what to expect moving forward. Before I begin, I must remind you this is a financial education presentation, and you must do your own due diligence before acting on anything you hear in the presentation. More disclaimer information can be found on Ankerstar in the expressed are mine alone. The S&P 500 up about 0.4% today, 0.5% or so. Technology driving things higher. Something very interesting that I need to tell you about that in just a moment. If we check bond yields, just a tiny bit higher today, nothing crazy because we've seen, I think we're up at 4.65 or so percent on the 10-year. So we're still 25 basis points off of that. I mean, that is way off of the highs at this point. I think the market really likes that. Oil, I'm actually very surprised just how quickly oil fell when the kind of the Middle East resolution arrived. There was one interview where Trump was saying that oil was moving out of the Strait of Hormuz in the middle of the night, and no one knew about it or something. You know, I mean, based on the price action of oil, I really don't doubt that at this point, because it just seems like, based on what you'd heard about the size of the disruption, the price action has really been much more muted than that. And maybe that's just kind of the media running with a narrative, trying to make things much more extreme than they were. But price is the ultimate judge of the current environment, right? And with oil prices back down at 70, that's just amazing there. Metals flat on the day. I really cannot believe silver crashed 50% like that. That is wild. What a volatile asset here. You know, if you were one of those people last year talking metals, I don't know that this would be a terrible place to start something like that. You know, but again, silver is notoriously a pretty volatile asset all around, and you're not getting any income off of it. You're obviously not getting any earnings. So just to each their own. But wow, big drawdown there. And then last thing, let's see, for crypto. Crypto under a bit of pressure today. Bitcoin down at 58,000. All right, the S&P 500 year to date up almost 9%. Now, that on the surface looks really amazing, right? And it is, but a lot of that is coming right here. So this is SMH. This is the Semiconductor ETF, the primary one. This lives inside of the information technology sector in the S&P 500, and this is up 74% this year. Now, it just so happens that around the beginning of the year, this was about 10% of the S&P 500. Again, I'm gonna estimate just a little bit. So, but about 10% of the S&P 500, and you think, okay, a 74% advance in the first half of the year here. So it would have added about 7.5% to the S&P 500. So you go back to the S&P 500, and we're up 9% on the year, but really about 7.5% of that is not from information technology. It's just from semiconductors and the things that live inside of that ETF. So from that perspective, the S&P 500 is really up this year because semiconductors are up this year. So if you're wondering, oh, I outperformed, well, then you probably owned some extra semiconductors going into the year. If you underperformed, oh, I just didn't own as much semiconductors going to the beginning of the year. It's really that simple for this this market this year. If you outperformed, do you need to adapt? Well, I mean, maybe you could say there's some exhaustion here, maybe. If you underperform, do you need to go and buy a bunch of semiconductors here? Well, no, I mean, maybe, but you know, if you were fine not owning them before, then you're probably fine not owning them now. So it's a kind of a volatile group. But just want to make it really simple there. The S&P 500 is up 9% to start the year, and that the majority of that is coming from one thing. Now, if we do look at the sectors, information technology, again, probably all of that at this point because Microsoft is down. A few other companies in there, Palantir's down, they're in there. And a lot of the others are kind of semiconductors at this point. So information technology, that is your semiconductor group. They've led the way. Energy still up almost 20% on the year, even with the give back in energy prices. Very interesting. But a lot of people don't own energy. People don't own oil stocks. It's kind of a commodity type business. Some people don't typically like that. Same with semiconductors. People don't usually like commodity type businesses over the, in terms of compounding wealth. So they don't lend themselves to compounding very well. Whereas, you go look at a financial company, right? They're buying back shares, paying dividends. They control things a little more with what levers they can pull, and they can compound a little more efficiently. Or consumer good like an Amazon. Amazon, you think of a kind of a long-term compounder for a few different reasons, minus a dividend there. If we do look at what else is hurting us, that comm services, this is going to be Meta getting crushed. Google has been good, but the rest of the group, probably Disney, Netflix, this group is just not performing this year. And then consumer discretionary, that's going to be your Amazon. The consumer has been stressed, and that is filtering through. Tesla, I don't think it's having a great year. I don't think Tesla's down on the year though. Amazon's having an okay year, but a lot of the others aren't. McDonald's, Home Depot, Starbucks, Nike. I don't know about, Ross Stores and TJ Maxx. Some of those, they usually do well, but just the consumer stocks haven't done great this year. And then financials, healthcare, these are pretty big sectors. Financials, a pretty big sector, flat on the year. So these are your sectors year to date. Look, these things change all the time, right? You look at 1 month, healthcare is the winner. 3 months, information technology is the winner. 5 days, utilities and healthcare. So you don't want to get too caught up in year-to-date sector performance. Oh my gosh, I need to reinvent the wheel. No, that's not really it. It's just interesting, right? First half of the year over, and kind of taking stock of where we're at. And then if we look at largest sectors, information technology is just under 40% of the S&P 500 now. Close to 20, 18, 19, 20% of that is just going to be your semiconductors there. The rest spread out among that. That is the S&P 500 this year. What are we expecting for the second half of the year? More of the same? Or will we have some new leaders emerge? Time will tell. I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Thank you so much for joining us today. And of course, look forward to talking to you soon.